Hello dear seniors, welcome back to our channel. We all share a beautiful dream, to live not just long, but vibrant, joyful lives. Science shows our daily choices shape our future. Imagine celebrating your 100th birthday, healthy and happy. Today, we'll reveal a common habit that could be holding you back, and how to overcome it for a longer, richer life. Throughout history, people have searched for a mythical fountain of youth, a magical spring that could grant eternal life and vitality. Explorers have crossed oceans and adventurers have scaled mountains in pursuit of this elusive prize. Yet, the true secret to a long and healthy life may not be hidden in some remote, undiscovered corner of the world. Instead, it might be found much closer to home, residing within the small, seemingly insignificant actions we perform every day. The modern-day fountain of youth isn't a place you visit, it's a lifestyle you build, one conscious choice at a time, transforming your daily existence into a source of enduring wellness. Scientific research has begun to confirm what wise cultures have known for centuries. Our habits shape our destiny. Studies on the world's longest-lived populations, such as those in the blue zones, reveal fascinating patterns. These communities, scattered across the globe, from Japan to Italy to Costa Rica, share common lifestyle traits rather than a single genetic advantage. They don't have access to secret potions or advanced medical technology that the rest of us lack. Their longevity stems from how they eat, how they move, how they connect with others, and how they view the world. Their lives are a testament to the profound impact of simple, consistent, and healthy daily routines. This is incredibly empowering news for all of us. It means that we don't need to wait for a miraculous breakthrough or an expensive cure to improve our chances of a long and happy life. The power is already within our grasp. By examining our own daily patterns and making small, thoughtful adjustments, we can align our lives more closely with the principles that have allowed others to thrive well into their 90s and beyond. The journey to 100 is not a sprint. It is a marathon, composed of countless small steps. Each healthy meal, each moment of movement, and each positive social interaction is another step in the right direction. In our modern world, however, it has become incredibly easy to adopt habits that work against our body's natural design. Conveniences that are meant to make our lives easier can sometimes lead to a more sedentary and isolated existence. We drive instead of walk, we order in instead of cooking fresh meals, and we often connect through screens instead of face-to-face. While these conveniences have their benefits, they can also create hidden obstacles on our path to longevity. Understanding these modern pitfalls is the first step toward consciously choosing a different, healthier path forward for ourselves and our future. Today, we'll reveal a hidden habit that quietly shortens our lives: too much sitting. It's so common, we barely notice it, at work, at home, even relaxing. But science shows this stillness can harm our health over time. Stay tuned to discover simple ways to move more and reclaim your vitality. Around the world, blue zones are places where people live longer, healthier lives, often reaching 100 with vitality. Their secret? It's not strict diets or genetics, but daily routines, strong communities, and supportive environments. By learning from these regions, we can all unlock the blueprint for a longer, happier life. In Okinawa, Japan, ikigai means a reason to wake up in the morning, a sense of purpose that brings joy and direction. For many elders, it's found in simple acts: gardening, teaching, or helping their community. This purpose lowers stress, keeps them engaged, and is linked to longer, healthier lives. Finding your own ikigai can be life-changing at any age. In blue zones, centenarians thrive on mostly plant-based diets, rich in vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and especially beans. Meat is eaten rarely and in small portions. They eat mindfully, often stopping at 80% full, and have their smallest meal in the evening. This simple approach supports longevity and lifelong health. In blue zones, physical activity isn't scheduled, it's a natural part of daily life. Walking, gardening, and household chores keep them strong and flexible. Their environments encourage movement, climbing hills, walking to shops, tending gardens. The lesson? Build movement into your routine for lifelong health. Beyond diet and movement, the science of longevity points to a powerful set of lifestyle factors that nourish the mind and spirit. In every blue zone, strong social connections and a sense of community are fundamental pillars of their society. People prioritize face-to-face interaction with family, friends, and neighbors. In Okinawa, they form what are called moais, which are small, dedicated social support groups that last for a lifetime. These groups provide financial, emotional, and social support, ensuring that no one feels isolated or alone as they age. This deep sense of belonging provides an incredible buffer against stress and depression, two conditions known to negatively impact lifespan. Family is another critical component. Many centenarians in blue zones live with or near their extended families. This intergenerational living arrangement keeps them engaged and feeling loved and needed. They play an active role in raising their grandchildren and great-grandchildren, which gives them a continued sense of purpose and joy. In turn, the younger generations benefit from their wisdom and care. This commitment to family ensures that elders are respected and well cared for, which is a stark contrast to the isolation many seniors experience in other parts of the world. The love and support of a close-knit family is a potent medicine for a long life. Adequate rest and stress management are also non-negotiable parts of the blue zone lifestyle. While they are active, they also know how to slow down. People in Ikaria, Greece, are famous for their tradition of taking a mid-afternoon nap. This practice has been linked to lower rates of heart disease. Similarly, the Adventists of Loma Linda, California observe a 24-hour Sabbath from sunset on Friday to sunset on Saturday. This is a dedicated time to downshift from the worries of the week, focus on family, God, and nature, and truly rest and rejuvenate. These built-in routines for de-stressing are crucial for managing the chronic inflammation that can accelerate aging. These pillars, community, family, and rest, work together to create a powerful ecosystem of support that promotes well-being from every angle. It's not just about what they do, but who they do it with and how they feel. Having the right tribe, people who share your healthy values and provide unwavering support, makes it easier to stick with positive habits. The science is clear. Loneliness can be as detrimental to your health as smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. By intentionally cultivating strong social ties and making time for genuine rest, we can build a life that is not only longer but also richer and more deeply connected. In blue zones, people thrive through natural movement and community, but in our modern world, stillness, prolonged sitting, has quietly become the norm. Our homes and technology make comfort effortless, but this comfort trap can quietly undermine our health. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to reclaiming vitality, one small movement at a time. Prolonged inactivity isn't just about rest or sleep. It's the long, uninterrupted hours spent sitting or reclining, watching TV, reading, or working at a desk. Even if you exercise, too much chair time can harm your health. The key is to move often and break up those quiet, sedentary moments. Meet John, a retiree whose day is filled with comfort and routine: breakfast, reading, TV, chatting with friends, and relaxing with family. Yet nearly every moment is spent sitting. This pattern, repeated daily, quietly undermines his health. For millions, the silent saboteur is simply a day at home. Sitting for long periods triggers a slow, silent decline in our bodies. Muscles shut down, metabolism slows, and blood sugar rises. Over time, this increases the risk of diabetes, heart disease, and weakens bones and muscles, making us more vulnerable as we age. Movement is essential for health and independence. Understanding why we fall into the habit of prolonged sitting requires us to look beyond the physical and explore the psychological factors at play. Our brains are wired to conserve energy. From an evolutionary perspective, this was a crucial survival mechanism. For our ancestors, food was often scarce, so wasting energy on unnecessary movement was counterproductive. This ancient programming still influences our behavior today, making the path of least resistance, sinking into a comfortable chair, feel like the most natural and rewarding choice. The chair promises rest and energy conservation, a promise our brains are eager to accept. Habit formation also plays a vital role. Our daily routines are often built on a series of triggers and rewards. The trigger might be finishing a meal, and the habit is to move to the living room couch. The reward is the feeling of comfort, relaxation, and the entertainment from the television. Over time, this loop becomes so automatic that we perform it without conscious thought. Breaking such a deeply ingrained habit is not simply a matter of deciding to move more. It requires us to consciously interrupt this automatic cycle and create new, healthier loops. It means finding a different, more active reward for the same triggers. Furthermore, psychological barriers can make it difficult to break free from a sedentary lifestyle. For some, a fear of falling or a lack of confidence in their physical abilities can make movement seem risky. Chronic pain or fatigue can also create a significant obstacle, as sitting may feel like the only way to manage discomfort. For others, social isolation can be a factor. If there is no one to go for a walk with or no engaging activity to attend, staying home and sitting can feel like the only option. These are not excuses, but very real challenges that must be acknowledged and addressed with compassion and practical solutions. This is why a simple command to move more is often ineffective. We must first address the underlying psychological drivers of our inactivity. This involves reframing our mindset about movement. Instead of viewing it as a chore or a risk, we can learn to see it as a form of nourishment, a celebration of what our bodies can do, and an opportunity for enjoyment and connection. It's about changing our internal narrative from, I need to rest by sitting, to I need to rejuvenate by moving. By understanding the psychology behind the habit, we can develop more effective and sustainable strategies for change that work with our minds, not against them. The link between a sedentary lifestyle and poor health is not just a theory. It is backed by an overwhelming amount of scientific evidence from studies conducted all over the world. Researchers have been tracking large groups of people for many years, and the conclusions are remarkably consistent and deeply concerning. One landmark study published in the Archives of Internal Medicine found that adults who sat for more than 11 hours per day had a 40% greater risk of dying within the next 3 years, compared to those who sat for less than 4 hours per day. This was true even if they exercised regularly. Another major study, this one from the American Cancer Society, followed over 123,000 adults for 14 years. The findings were stark. For women, sitting for more than 6 hours a day was associated with a 37% higher death rate compared to those who sat for less than 3 hours. For men, the increase was 18%. The researchers concluded that public health messages should not only promote physical activity, but also emphasize the importance of reducing time spent sitting. The message is clear: sitting itself is an independent risk factor, separate from a lack of exercise. The research also highlights the specific diseases linked to prolonged inactivity. A comprehensive analysis that pooled data from 47 different studies found that the most sedentary people had a shocking 112% increased risk of developing diabetes. They also had a 147% increased risk of cardiovascular events like heart attacks and strokes, and a 49% increased risk of dying from any cause. These are not small numbers. They represent a massive public health threat that is hiding in plain sight. In the very chairs we find so comfortable and relaxing in our homes. This body of evidence serves as a powerful wake-up call. It transforms our understanding of sitting from a harmless, neutral activity into a legitimate health concern on par with other well-known risks. The science compels us to reevaluate our daily routines and the environments we have created for ourselves. It challenges us to see our chairs not just as pieces of furniture, but as potential saboteurs of our health and longevity. The good news, however, is that this saboteur can be defeated. The evidence is not meant to scare us, but to empower us with knowledge, motivating us to take the small, simple steps we will discuss next to reclaim our health and our future. Arthur, a retired history teacher, spent years in his favorite recliner, watching life pass by. His world shrank, aches grew, and family invitations were declined. But a simple request from his grandson sparked a realization. He wanted more than comfort. He wanted to live fully again. Arthur's story reminds us, it's never too late to choose vitality. For many of us, just like for Arthur, the path to change begins with a wake-up call. This moment of clarity can come in many forms. It might be a startling piece of information from a health report, like rising blood sugar or cholesterol levels, that makes the invisible damage of our habits suddenly visible on paper. It could be the disheartening realization that we can no longer perform a simple task that we once took for granted, like tying our own shoes without struggling for breath or carrying a bag of groceries up a single flight of stairs. These moments, while often uncomfortable, are invaluable gifts that shake us out of our complacency. Sometimes, the wake-up call is emotional rather than physical. It could be seeing an old friend who looks vibrant and active, prompting a moment of self-reflection and comparison. It might be the bittersweet feeling of watching grandchildren play, coupled with the sad acknowledgement that you lack the energy to join them on the floor. Or perhaps it's a feeling of loneliness, a growing awareness that by choosing comfort and stillness at home, you are missing out on the vital social connections that give life meaning and joy. These emotional nudges are our heart's way of telling us that our current lifestyle is no longer serving our overall well-being. It is essential to listen to these wake-up calls without judgment. It is not a time for self-criticism or regret over past choices. Instead, it is an opportunity for honest self-assessment. To truly embrace change, we must first acknowledge where we are. This means taking a gentle but clear-eyed look at our daily routines. How many hours do we truly spend sitting? What activities have we given up? What are the triggers that lead us to a sedentary state? This process of recognition is the foundational first step. You cannot find your way to a new destination until you first understand your starting point on the map. This recognition is the moment when the silent saboteur, our habit of prolonged sitting, is no longer silent. We have given it a name and brought it into the light. This act alone is incredibly empowering. It shifts us from being a passive victim of our habits to an active agent of our own health. The journey from a sedentary life to a more active one is not about a sudden, dramatic transformation. It begins with this quiet, internal shift in awareness. It is the moment we stop accepting our limitations and start exploring our possibilities, no matter how small they may seem at first. After his wake-up call, Arthur knew change was needed, but the idea felt overwhelming. Instead of a big leap, he started small, standing up during every TV commercial break. That simple act broke his inertia. Each tiny step made the next one easier. Arthur's journey proves, lasting change begins with one small, consistent step. Eleanor, an 82-year-old widow, spent her days alone, feeling isolated and unmotivated to move. That changed when a neighbor invited her to a new senior center offering chair yoga. There, Eleanor found laughter, support, and new friends. For Eleanor, movement became joyful because it was shared. For Arthur and Eleanor, small steps sparked big changes. Each positive action built momentum, easing pain, boosting energy, and growing confidence. Like a snowball, these wins compounded over time, one small step, then another. Soon, their lives were transformed with greater health, happiness, and vitality. The final, beautiful stage in the path to change is the ripple effect. As Arthur became more active, his family noticed the profound transformation. He was no longer the tired, disengaged man in the recliner. He was now the grandfather who showed up to soccer games with energy, who initiated walks in the park, and who once again took pride in his beautiful rose garden. His journey was a source of immense inspiration for his children and grandchildren. They saw firsthand that age was not a barrier to improvement, and that it was never too late to reclaim one's health. His actions spoke louder than any lecture ever could. This inspiration began to spread beyond his immediate family. When his neighbors saw Arthur out walking every day, a few of them started to join him. What began as a solitary walk turned into a small, informal neighborhood walking club. They would chat as they walked, checking in on each other and offering encouragement. Arthur, the former history teacher, naturally became a quiet leader, not by telling people what to do, but by simply living his new reality. He had inadvertently started to build his own small blue zone right on his street, creating a micro-community that supported natural movement and social connection. Eleanor's story had a similar effect. Her enthusiasm for the senior center was contagious. She told her friends and neighbors about the fun she was having and the wonderful people she had met. A few of her more isolated friends, encouraged by her positive experience, decided to give it a try themselves. Eleanor would offer to pick them up, easing their anxiety about going alone for the first time. She became a bridge, connecting others to the same community that had saved her from her loneliness. She was no longer just a participant, she was actively contributing to the strength and vibrancy of her new tribe. These stories show us that our personal journey to health is never just about ourselves. When we make positive changes, we create ripples of inspiration that touch the lives of those around us. By breaking free from our own sedentary habits, we give others permission and motivation to do the same. We become living proof that a more active, engaged, and joyful life is possible at any age. This is the ultimate path to change. A journey that begins with a single personal step and culminates in the creation of a stronger, healthier, and more connected community for everyone. Now that we've seen the power of small changes, it's time to begin your gentle journey. Don't aim for perfection, just take one small, manageable step at a time. Stand up every hour, stretch in the morning, or walk to your mailbox. Celebrate every small victory. Each one builds confidence and lasting health. Become a detective of your daily routine. Observe and jot down your sitting time. Identify the longest periods of sitting. Introduce small breaks for movement. Transform your day with intention. Be the architect of a healthier, more active day. Use your movement menu to choose safe, simple actions for your mobility level. Try chair marching, leg extensions, or sit to stands if seated. If standing, march in place, do gentle squats, or walk around your home. Mix it up throughout the day for variety and strength. Listen to your body and enjoy moving. Our environment shapes our habits, often without us realizing it. By making small changes, like placing the remote across the room or keeping daily items on higher shelves, you can prompt yourself to move more. Design your home to gently encourage movement, making a healthy lifestyle feel natural and effortless every day. One of the most enjoyable and sustainable ways to replace sedentary time is to fill it with purposeful activity. This means engaging in hobbies, chores, and forms of play that naturally involve movement. This approach shifts the focus away from exercise and toward living. It connects movement to a meaningful outcome, whether that's a clean house, a beautiful garden, a finished project, or simply a moment of joy. When movement has a purpose beyond just the movement itself, it becomes far more motivating and satisfying. Think about activities you genuinely enjoy, or used to enjoy, and consider how you can reintroduce them into your life. Household chores, when viewed through a different lens, are excellent opportunities for natural movement. Activities like sweeping, vacuuming, dusting high shelves, and washing windows all require reaching, bending, and walking. Instead of trying to get them done as quickly as possible, you can slow down and perform them mindfully, paying attention to the way your body moves. Gardening is another powerhouse of purposeful activity. Weeding, planting, watering, and pruning involve a wide range of functional movements like squatting, lifting, and carrying. It provides gentle, low-impact exercise, while also connecting you with nature and providing the satisfaction of nurturing life. Hobbies and creative pursuits are also wonderful avenues for an active life. Woodworking, painting on a standing easel, or even organizing old photo albums while standing at a high counter can keep you on your feet for hours. Dancing is a particularly joyful form of movement. Put on your favorite music from your younger years and simply move to the rhythm in your living room. It doesn't have to be a formal dance, it's about letting the music move you. This type of activity is not only good for your body, but is also incredibly beneficial for your brain, improving coordination and cognitive function while flooding your system with feel-good endorphins. Finally, never underestimate the power of play. As we get older, we often forget how to play. Reconnect with your playful side. This could mean tossing a soft ball with a grandchild, playing a game of fetch with a pet, or even trying a video game system that involves physical movement. Activities like gentle bowling, shuffleboard, or beanbag toss with friends combine light physical exertion with social fun. The key is to find things that make you smile and lose track of time. When you are engaged in purposeful and playful activity, you are not counting the minutes of exercise. You are simply living a richer, more active, and more joyful life. Movement is more powerful when shared. Loneliness can keep us inactive, but social connection motivates us to move. Explore your local community. Senior centers, YMCAs, or rec centers often offer group classes like yoga or tai chi. Try just one class. You might be surprised by the energy and camaraderie. Not into classes? Invite a friend or neighbor for regular walks. Conversation makes the activity enjoyable and keeps you accountable. Combine hobbies with movement, join a birdwatching walk, garden with others, or volunteer for active causes. By moving together, you build a self-reinforcing cycle. Social connection fuels activity, and activity strengthens your bonds. Here's a startling truth. Prolonged sitting can be as dangerous to your health as smoking. Both increase your risk for heart disease, diabetes, cancer, and stroke. Sitting, like smoking, creates chronic inflammation and silently erodes health over time. This isn't to scare you, but to empower you. Standing up, stretching, or walking is as vital as refusing a cigarette. Your chair can be as risky as a pack of cigarettes if you let it. Make movement an essential daily practice for a longer, healthier life. Motivation lasts when it's personal. Find your why, your deepest reason for wanting to stay active. Maybe it's playing with grandkids, traveling, or living independently. Write your why down and keep it visible, a daily reminder of what truly matters. When motivation fades, remember you're not just moving for health but for the people and experiences you love. Your why turns movement from a chore into an act of love for yourself and your future. This emotional connection is the secret to lasting motivation. Progress isn't perfect. Some days you'll move more, some less, and that's normal. Don't let guilt or negative self-talk derail you. Instead, acknowledge setbacks and start again, even within the same day. Consistency over time matters more than perfection. The centenarians in blue zones aren't perfect. They simply lean toward movement, connection, and purpose. Celebrate your efforts, forgive your lapses, and keep going. Your imperfect, steady steps are more powerful than a perfect plan you never follow. This is the real path to a long, healthy, and happy life. We've learned that sitting is a hidden threat, but small, consistent movement is the antidote. The journey to a vibrant, long life is built on simple choices: standing, walking, connecting with others. Every time you rise from your chair, you invest in your future strength and independence. Embrace small changes, find your why, and be patient with yourself. Every moment of movement is a gift to your future self. Start now. Your journey to a joyful, healthy life begins with your next step. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please subscribe for more tips on healthy living, and let us know your thoughts in the comments below.